We'll give it a small go and then see.
Take the quote that says, "Dude, did you know that there's capoeira in Parker, bro?"
And put it at the top,
and just
right?
delete it.
Celeste put that
yeah,
in there.
and put it at the top. Exactly.
You don't like that, Evan? No,
I feel like that's going to bring me the right students. So you made it that far in the website. That's good to know. Write that down.
That makes me sad that one of our 18 viewers this week was Evan. Damn it.
Welcome to Only the Strongest, the only capoeira podcast that's made up by a bunch of goddamn vampires. It's like midnight over here.
Yeah.
We're recording this pretty late. We got started pretty late, and then we were chatting, just some girl talk for like the last hour. So we've
capoeira gossip.
If this podcast is more meandering than usual, you know, we're a little lost in the weeds at this point of the night
already.
Yeah. So we are Varal, Azul, Bonzinho. We're here to talk music. We're going to hear a little bit from Azul about how best to start picking up some of the music in capoeira. Bonzinho, if you have some stuff in there, that'd be awesome. I'll say right up front, I got nothing on that particular subject. Don't even glance in my
try
direction.
And weasel out of this one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna hit mute on my side. I'm gonna go make a pizza, and I'll be back in 45 minutes. And then after that, we'll talk about some actual songs, some top 3 Only the Strongest hit songs.
Oh yeah, best and worst.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, best and worst. My bad. And so I don't forget, we also put together a couple playlists on Spotify, some Only the Strongest training music.
That's right.
Different vibes for whatever you need. I'll link them in the show notes, and then next time you're training, here you go. Only the Strongest.
We have
these are our completely approved and curated playlist. Maybe it's just a total ridiculous mishmash since all 3 of us are trying to put songs in there, but
yes,
we'll see how it goes.
That's more accurate.
So yeah, one of them is Get Hyped with OTS, and one of them is Mellow Out with OTS. So
what you feeling? Pick a poison.
That's right.
Cool.
So hopefully we're aiming for them to be good to listen to, but also potentially to train to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm going to encourage the Get Hype one first thing in the morning, and the Mellow Out one the last thing at night for all the listeners.
Mm-hmm. That train 24/7.
Yeah. Just put it on while you're sleeping. All right, let's talk music. So Azul is a musician, for anyone who doesn't know, and she's been wanting to talk about music for a while, but I'm trying to co-op exactly what it is we talk about here, because I think that a lot of people struggle hard to learn the music. I think a few folks who come into capoeira with a musical background maybe pick it up okay, but if you're not one of those select few, I think for the most part it's an uphill battle to become very good at the music. I think you can become completely mediocre, no problem. Speaking as a thoroughly mediocre capoeira musician, I can tell you it is not that hard. I put in almost no work, and I could play the bidding bow all goddamn day.
Yep.
So, Azul, what I'm curious about is, do you have some advice or some strategies that you would give to newer students, say, less than 3 years, about how they can learn the music, even if their instructor is bad at teaching the music, or even if they have no musical reference? That's my question for you.
Ooh, yeah, that type of student, I mean, if your instructor is not good at music, that's definitely going to make it harder on them, because then it is a total solo venture. But first and foremost, they need to be listening to more capoeira music. And for a lot of people, they may not like it in the first place, but that's kind of even more reason. Whenever you want to get good at another genre or something else, you need to absorb it, right? That's how we learn language, and music is a language. So listening to more YouTube videos that have the lyrics in front of you especially is super helpful, whether they're struggling with the language or the song itself. Just consuming more of it is your first step. beyond that, it depends if you're wanting to get into learning to play the instruments better or learning to sing the songs better. But
Can we do both? Do we have time for both?
yeah. Sure, and you guys can chime in too.
I will say I've been training for, over 20 years now. Celeste just taught me how to like read capoeira music in like a normal musical beat in like a 4/4 measure. I've never thought of it that way, but
yeah,
it can be.
So when I first started, because nobody was a musician that was teaching me, it was actually quite a bit harder for me, or a little frustrating trying to figure out, well, musically, how does this make sense? And now anybody that's actually my student trains with me, if they show any interest, I turn around and write it out for them musically, like rhythm, beat with a staff and notes, so they can see like what they are playing and have a visual reference. I think that helps a lot. Some teachers will do that. It just may not like align musically, but they'll like, make an X or an O and try and put like X's and O's to show people, which is, helpful. If you're wanting to learn an instrument, learning to clap along with the songs comes first, so that you have good sense of rhythm. Otherwise, you're not going to be as useful if you're constantly speeding up or getting off a beat, especially if you're drumming. You're kind of more responsible. I think the Atabak, and of course everybody can yell at me for this, but I believe the Atabaki is what controls the Hada 100%. Like, if I want to raise the energy, I can slightly speed it up on purpose, just nudging the people I'm beating bow, because I know you can have that kind of control and influence if you want to from the drum.
I think before I met you, I would have disagreed, but I've seen you control the Hoda and Atabaki so many times that I have to concede now.
Yeah, but it's not your Hoda. I don't know. It's the easiest way to control the energy and everything else, in my opinion. Because people don't hear. It's just because it is the loudest, so that is the most important instrument not to get wrong. Next to bidding bow, because you play to the rhythm. Anyway, I'm off track here, sorry, but
no, you're good.
Listening to music and clapping along with it will help you if you know nothing about music, don't have a sense of rhythm. Again, it has to come from that, and never shying away from it in class,
That's probably that statement deserves a lot more emphasis than you just gave it, as your voice kind of trailed off there. But I think that like, obviously you'll learn stuff faster if you do it more in class. But I think that if you're somebody like me who loves the movements of capoeira but was never really excited about the music, I would find any excuse not to do the music in class. And it wasn't really until I started teaching and I had to do the music that I actually really learned how to do it. And that was 4 or 5 years into capoeira. So I managed to go a long ways, like ducking the bidding bow. It's just like every time a pondedo came my way, I'd pretend like, my hands are paralyzed. I don't know. Like,
weird,
I can't
right?
do it. But that's the other thing is we've talked a bunch about how it's important to just get good at looking stupid in front of your friends, and the faster you can do that with the music, I'm sure the faster you will pick it up. And that includes what you just said, like stuff that's not just in the classroom, like listening to capoeira music on your own, practicing clapping, or practicing just the basic atabaki beat along with some capoeira music to start to really sort of get the timing down, so that you're not slowing down, speeding up, all of that.
Right.
Yeah, I think even on that same sense, like just like they say, like to get better at capoeira, you need to go play with different groups, go to different events, and be outside of maybe your starting zone. Eventually, I think it really helps to try to insert yourself into those musical hodas in a way and challenge yourself in that way. And obviously, like you don't want to be like messing up somebody else's hoda, but in the same way, like you want to go train with them and challenge yourself in that way. I think it's important to try and do that with other types of music and other groups out there as well, not just your own.
Yeah. Well, the reason I was trailing off in that statement was because I believe it's more geared toward learning songs and learning to sing more than the instrument. My approach to somebody brand new learning an instrument is for them to have a very slow, very clear technical explanation, both of like their actual technique and playing the rhythm very slowly until they can master it and not speeding up until they have it. And then also learning to say what you like. If you can say it, you can play it. If you can sing in like doom da doom da doom da doom da doom da doom da, and you're doing that consistently, you're learning how to like play consistently. You can feel a rhythm consistently. Anything you can say, you can translate to your hands. That's kind of the unspoken rule in the drum world, I feel like. But singing, it's the opposite. It is really just learning to be okay with sucking. Like, most people can't sing very well. I cannot sing. I hated singing my first 2 years of capoeira. Absolutely hated it. I was so insecure about it. I was so shy to actually sing because I could do the instruments, no problem. So, you know, I just had a shy voice and never learned to sing in front of people. So that was super hard to learn. And really, it was just me biting the bullet and doing it enough and realizing, okay, nobody knows how to sing around here. It really doesn't matter. They're just trying to add their energy and their presence, you know, through song. And hey, that's pretty cool. We don't have that in our culture. And I start to appreciate it that way. And then you get outside yourself and you're a little bit.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get very in their own head about the technical performance of the singing. Mm-hmm. But in capoeira, I feel like it's not. It can be about the technical performance, but I don't think it is most of the time. Yeah. It's all about the energy, the style, and like the vibe that you bring with music.
Yeah. Unless you're singing super high out of range and nobody's going to match you, then...
Man, I wish you guys had said that to me like 2 decades ago. It would be great to hear when I started capoeira, that it's more about adding your presence and your energy to the roda. I think after a while in capoeira, you will implicitly realize that, but it is nice to hear that said explicitly right at the beginning of like, look, this isn't a, you know, America's Got Talent contest. This is about everybody being here to support each other and create this roda together.
Yes.
And if you're not singing and clapping, then it's almost it's like a weird rubber band effect where it's not just, you can't really be neutral in the roda, I don't think. If you're just standing there quietly being neutral, you're actually sort of taking energy away from the roda in a weird way.
Absolutely.
And so it's you will have a better time yourself, and the roda will be better. Like, it's a win-win both from the individual and the general perspective if you can get more comfortable singing and clapping. And it doesn't mean you got to be the soloist of the class, but you find your way around those choruses for sure.
Well, that was my next little hot tip. We haven't had a Blues Clues in a minute. Here you go.
Sweet.
Your bone.
Here we go.
Blues Clues. If
you
are
sued by PBS again.
Sorry, I'll delete it. Delete the jingle. If you're a teacher and your students are not enthusiastic about singing or not very good, or they sing kind of quiet and you feel like you're always having to ask them to do more, the way to correct that is for your roda, you don't practice your music in the same size roda. You bring everybody closer in, just like they kind of do at the end of a bachizado or, those situations where you're in a circle now that's maybe 4 feet in diameter instead of 12 feet in diameter. Does that make sense? Like shoulder to shoulder.
Right.
When people are right next to each other, you sound louder. You don't worry quite as much, ironically, about your voice. When you're spread out, you can hear yourself singing, and that makes you more shy really because you're insecure about it. But when you're close together, everybody's singing together, and you learn to get that feeling, and then open the roda to, your 6 or 7 foot diameter and keep it closed while you're training so that the energy stays there and people get more comfortable singing that way. It increases the volume because you're in a closer range to each other's ears, and then people are less shy.
Man, that's awesome. That's like a sweet, should be like a capoeira life hack or something.
Yeah.
I was going to say earlier, I think the term for somebody that pulls energy from a roda, there's a Brazilian term for it. I think it's the ashe hole. Don't be an ashe hole.
He'll be here next week too, guys.
That joke, I think I first heard that joke 15 years ago, and it's still funny.
Still great, guys. Sorry.
So,
yeah. If you say that joke again, I'm quitting this podcast. I swear to God.
Awesome. I'm glad I have it used to the hole. I have control.
Okay, already this has gone a lot better than expected. Like I feel like those are such good tips and things that I wish that I had when I was first starting out and trying to overcome all my timidity with the singing. Um, other thoughts, feelings about how to sing better, Azul?
Deciding where your range is.
Yeah.
A lot of guys don't sing because they don't even know where their range is, and then they feel like they're going to shoot too high and it's embarrassing, or then they try and go super low because they're scared of shooting high. Does that make sense? And so then they just kind of try not to sing
I feel like
or whatever.
you're in my head.
You need to, that's your like shower moment. Like you need to figure out where you feel comfortable when you sing louder, because everybody has like this general, like I would say within the same 5-note range where they will naturally always want to sing at that when they're trying to sing over a crowd. Like if you're the soloist, you've got to learn where that is so you can do it confidently, in person instead of shooting too high. It just shows like when a guy maybe does that and doesn't realize, oh, that's a second tip. If you don't realize what songs you're singing, some songs have like a full octave leap in the melody, and that's where people get caught. And then when the high part comes, they can't hit it, and then they're just kind of like stuck. You guys have all been there, right? So,
I mean, like the birthday song?
Been there.
Yeah. So they don't make it, right?
It's
I
like
even
they
do
hit
that
puberty in that one note all at once. Go through
exactly.
5 years
like,
of puberty.
So yeah, that's my whole point. You need to know which song is super high and start it lower. And you need to know where you're comfortable belting out and what that range is. So you do have to like practice a little bit at home where you're just comfortable doing it, But hopefully your teacher, like I like to give students feedback. If they're struggling to find their pitch, I'll sit and sing with them and I'll have them match me. I'll sing a song at a certain note until they can find the same note, and then I'll do it again, sing a different note, help them find that same note. They hear it. And if they're not matching, you can teach them to like hear that they're lower and bring their voice up to match. You can do that one by one and kind of fix how your chorus sounds. Is this making sense? I don't know if I'm describing it very clearly.
I think I'm following.
You can do things like that with each person in your group so that when people respond, they're in the same key that you're singing, so
right. Okay.
A lot of little things like that you can test out for people that are willing. But
another thing I think you can do at home, far from the prying eyes of your capoeira class, is if you are trying to sing in the shower and find your range, and you just can't, you have no clue, you don't even know what we mean by find your range. I would listen to some capoeira music by some different folks. If you're a guy, listen to some mestres. If you're a girl, listen to some mestras, and try to sing along with a few different people on what albums they've put out. And some people will sing a little bit higher and some people are singing a little bit lower, and you just find which one sounds a little bit more comfortable. I had to do this for myself at one point. Eventually I found like, oh, okay, Mestre Bahal a lot of the time sings kind of low, and it was much easier to feel like, oh, me and Bahal are kind of like, we're boys here, this is cool, than listening to accordion CDs who accordion is a little bit higher. And it was always harder for me to really feel like, man, I can't seem to like get in the music here with Mestre accordion CDs. It just wasn't happening for me. And I think that's another way you can start to at least approximate your range. If you have no clue what a range is or how to move your voice around, that's one way you can kind of use that as like a measuring device.
I made that mistake for such a long time with trying to sing off of the couple of like capoeira records that I knew and try to match that pitch basically, or match
some people will do that and sing out of their range
for a long time. Probably like 10 years I sang like that, which I got used to, and that probably wasn't a good thing because I had to start from scratch when I tried to relearn the range. So
but it does, again, it comes back to listening more, and it helps, so. And there is really, like, if you're new and you're like, oh, I can't stand capoeira music, I promise, I used to feel that way, but a lot of people have taken capoeira music and done some super cool things. Like, there's a lot of tracks that add a little bit of guitar in them. Some even have a little birdie tweeting. Like, there's something for everybody.
Wow,
have you
you're
not
really
heard
selling
that?
You're selling
it. It sounds fantastic.
I feel like there's more than one. There's like 3 or 4. It's either Mestre Bajau or Mestre Accordion that you guys just dropped.
Accordion has
Accordion,
one.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah,
I know which album you're talking about.
And there is a guitar in that. That one's actually a great album.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there's something for everybody.
Accordion has some good.
You'll find some type of song that you actually like and can go from there.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I hope that you could start with the Only the Strongest playlist.
Obviously,
find a couple of songs you like.
Yeah,
that can be your branching out period.
Yeah.
Can I say something about the internet of Capoeira real quick?
Yes.
A while ago, I was on the Capoeira subreddit, just trolling around, wasting time as I like to do. And I think it was in the unpopular opinions post, which we may talk about at some point, people's unpopular opinions about Capoeira. Someone had written in there that a lot of people don't sing very well in Capoeira and they don't have good breath work and they often are straining and you can hear it in their voice and it sounds bad. This person, the language they use made it sound to me like they're some sort of singer or there's some sort of musician that had some kind of musical education, right? And then somebody comments and they're like, oh, what do you mean exactly? And the guy then his follow-up was, well, it's pretty hard to explain. Yeah, man, you can't bring this fucking problem up and then just say like, actually, the thing I'm trying to identify, it's pretty hard to explain.
In his defense, I think it kind of is hard to tell people how to use their diaphragm over the internet.
Well, this dude should just keep his hands off the keyboard then. If it's not going to go anywhere,
just keep in your
is
pocket,
all I'm saying. You can't be a goddamn professional singer and then get on this Capoeira subreddit.
That's fair, you're right.
Trash people who don't know how to sing and then say, I'm sorry, I can't explain to you how to do it better. Just be like, well, then shut the fuck up. Like, who asked you?
I love it. You're right. I mean, you're right. You're not wrong.
And like we said,
I'm sensitive about this whole singing thing. It really gets me.
Yeah.
I've got no self-confidence in the singing department. So this guy with his computer probably down and he's like sitting in his dorm room at Juilliard. Like, all these fucking Capoeira nerds. Sorry, I'm done. Anyway, we can move on. We don't have to keep talking about this. We will not waste your time with that. We will instead, let's talk about some top hits.
Oh yeah,
some good and bad songs. So I know you guys have some top 3 or so and top and worst 3. What were your criteria for choosing these songs?
Oh, best or worst?
Is it just like I love these songs, or is it like no, these songs are excellent for other reasons?
A little both. Let's just go through our lists and
mine were
our decisions.
Do you want to go first, Blue? Or I can, because I don't want to follow anybody.
Okay,
because,
you go first.
Sure. My I'll go top 3, bottom 3, then honorable mentions. Top 3. So these are ones that I feel like.
Wait, let's do tops from everybody first.
Let's do tops first.
Whenever I hear them, I feel like if they're done well, I just appreciate hearing them. It's not because they're complicated or tell a specific story in any way. I just think they bring a lot of good energy to the Roda, and I like them, and I like the history behind them. So the first one, super simple. No, it's not Paranoia. La La Way. Like, that's it.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like that one can actually... I mean, it's an old song.
Do you mean Benchy V? Benchy V Vu? Yeah, that's Benchy V Vu. Benchy V Vu.
Yeah.
Yes. I've never heard it called that, but okay.
That's
I've always heard it.
You can't say La La Way. That's like every chorus of every Capoeira
you know what?
song.
I've never heard the real title for that song. So.
And I agree. That was on my honorable mentions.
I feel like it's a good song just because it's simple. Everybody can easily pick up, like beginners to advanced people can throw in and add energy to a Roda at the same time, and it usually brings people together and brings the energy up.
Yeah, it's also got the opportunity for that bass drop.
Yes.
With the drums.
Yeah, for sure.
If somebody knows what they're doing.
Yes. Yeah. And that goes into the next one, which is the Edo no Sokor, which is, I think, an awesome song that brings a lot of energy because if the people know what they're doing, which is most, there is a really good opportunity for everybody to stop the music. It adds some flavor. It adds some style to the roda, and everybody usually, gets excited to hear it. So,
wait, is that the away, away, away
Yes.
song? Like that's it starts that way. Okay, I got you now. I'm following.
Yep, that's right.
Okay,
I thought it was called
cool.
Edo no Sakor.
I think it is.
Yeah. And my last one, I just love the song because it's awesome. Marinheiro So is a classic, and there's a lot of good variations of it.
Yeah.
And it's simple. And I feel like my top three were, because there's so many complicated capoeira songs between groups, but I feel like these are pretty well known across the board, pretty much anywhere you go. So I think those are ones that I'm always welcome to hear that are not, too complicated or group specific.
Yeah, I like it.
Cool.
Good list,
right.
man. Those are bangers. Classics.
I was prepared to argue with you or
Really?
make fun of you for your choices and call you a bad person, but I have to agree with all three of those. I like all of those.
All right.
I'll go next. I'll do my top one.
Cool. Let's hear it.
Unbelievable.
I actually have a top two. I don't know enough capoeira songs to pick out top three, but I do have two. The first one is it is going to be the classic capoeira song. I don't care if you want to call me a basic bitch. I don't give a shit. Paranauê.
I knew it. You basic bitch.
When it's sung, when you finally get somebody up there who sings it well and they know a lot of different verses.
Yeah.
And they can kind of change the rhythm around a little bit. They throw in some different, like they signal you guys to kind of change the chorus a little bit. And then come back to just the standard Paranauê. Like, damn.
But I feel like Pavlov's dog over here, because Paranauê has also been used as the insult song when a group doesn't know the song you just sang. You sigh, roll your eyes, and start singing Paranauê because that's all they're going to know.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the song is great, right? Like it has many, many uses and layers.
Yeah, it is.
I honestly think
we use it to support each other, and we use it to cut each other down.
It's like the song the Muggles know the most. Like anybody,
the Muggles,
yeah, man. Those that have never touched capoeira somehow know that song. Oh, Banana Way, yeah, Banana Way, Banana Way.
Yeah, that's just my friend.
It's
Harmon.
true.
Yeah,
no, so many people I've known have done the same thing.
Yep.
I bet everybody out there has run into one person like that.
Oh yeah.
So.
I had kids in high school who they didn't know what the fuck capoeira was. But because of Only the Strong, they would sing Paranauê to me with like weird claps too.
Yes.
It felt like they were trying to like cast a hex on me.
I love it.
Weird claps. Yeah, I respect that opinion, Evan, and I feel like Paranauê it's like the classic, and it's make or break depending on like the style and performance you can bring to it. So it can be very basic, but it can also be top tier.
Yeah, I like it.
So.
Yeah, in its fullest expression, it's a great one. All right, number two. Oh, ow! I got a cat attacking me. Jesus. All right, number two. Sorry,
never heard that song before.
Capoeira Me Chama Eu Vou. I think, boy, that is a sick song.
Is it because of the bass drop as well? Because that also has
for sure.
The drop. We're just picking bass drops.
Yeah, you guys didn't realize.
But also that one has a
drum,
it has
man.
a cool,
I'm telling you.
I like songs that have kind of an intricate long solo, but then a really catchy, easy chorus. Because then you sort of get, especially when the singer is good, the soloist is good, then you kind of get, I don't know, it's like you get both sides of what's going on. It's not as simplistic as something like maybe Marinheiro So, Bonzinho just mentioned, where it's like this quick call and response. You get this like long, almost ladainha-esque
until they're just salivating. They just want to hear it again.
Exactly. And you're just like, I know this chorus is coming at some point. And then it shows up. And and then you're right. That one does have the bass drop in the middle of it. And it's great.
All right.
It's great.
I dig it.
Okay, Azul, please.
Good choices. You still get -5 points for not bringing a third song. Unbelievable. But
I know. Yeah, it's really unprofessional.
Man, what are you going to do without those 5 points, Evan? What are you going to do?
Oh, my goodness. All right, my top three.
Could I?
Oh, what? You got something to say about those points?
Can I pay you $10 to get those 5 points back, please? I'll pay you actual physical money
Here we
for
go.
these imaginary points.
These three, my favorite song, I don't know why I decided this one is my favorite. I just fucking love this song. It's for the melody, I think. Lua Branca. It's super good.
I don't think I know that song.
Yeah.
Can you sing it?
The chorus is Lua Branca, Lua Branca. That one.
Don't know it.
I don't either.
Don't know it.
And then they sing it
We're
again.
A bunch of muggles over here
Branca,
you're podcasting
Lua.
with.
Lua Branca, Lua Branca, Lua.
I think I would know it if I heard it sung. But...
Yeah. Anyway,
All right,
that's
you're hearing it right now.
I'm literally singing it.
We don't know it.
Anyway, that one is just like borderline spiritual, and this anti-religious little nut loves it. So that's my first one.
All right.
The two that I chose were just because they're kind of bangers. EJ Shaw is just one of them. I'm sorry, but like, it's nothing but good vibes through and through for that song, and it doesn't get old. I feel like it's one of the classics now. It's made it. You've made it, EJ Shaw. You can sit down. You can relax. And then the third one is Morai Maija, which that one's like got that little bit of like edgelordy grit that you're just like, yeah, we're gonna fuck shit up. Yeah, let's do it. It's just like, and it's also
it's very punk rock.
It's super punk rock. I don't know, like it's probably also because of the melody. It's like a minor, like more. It's not a happier tune, and I like that it's a little bit different. And you can really build it back and forth with people. Plus the verses, the story is really good, and friend Manjinguera, if people know who she is, she's trains in Utah and teaches in Utah. Really great capoeirista, great musician. She wrote a couple extra verses to it, and I keep meaning to go and ask her if she'll be willing to share them again, because she continues the story that it tells about Imaja and the capoeirista, and kind of like the result of whatever, it like finishes out. I feel like it finished out the story of the song. It was just incredible. And yeah, it's just a good one, man. I don't know. I like, it's got a little bit of the darker, more serious vibe. Kind of like a Malandraj, that one too, is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Or Cordão de Ouro. Those are all like a little bit more.
Cordão de Ouro is a little bit more downbeat. Yeah.
That one too. Like they all have that more like minor, grittier like melodies.
Yeah, that's a good like transition song to keep a hold of going.
Or I Day. I throw that right in there too. That one's gonna be at the bottom of my list. I hate that song. Really? I love that song. It's great. It's got great melodies.
Oh, okay. That's grooves. A different one. I was thinking the one that's like, I Day.
Yeah, no, not
Jogo
that one.
Bonito, quero ver.
That's the other I Day. Yeah.
That one has the worst chorus I've ever heard. It sounds like people at a funeral, frankly.
Yeah, it's
really bad.
I can agree there. I sing that one a lot. It does get annoying. Nah, the other ones, they're like, I don't know how to classify these songs. They're all like the gritty, let's get them kind of capoeira songs, in my opinion. So those are the three best. Let's move on to three worst.
I'll go here.
Three worst.
Oh, yeah, all right. These are the good ones.
Okay. Go for it.
I'm going to say it. I'm sure it's on your guys' list. I at least hope it is. Santo Antonio, Quero Agua.
It's not. That has a sweet spot in my heart from all the kids I taught.
It's just, sure, it's a great kid song. It's just so overused, and it just needs to die more quickly.
That's how I feel about it.
It needs to be more rare. It needs to be way more rare than it is. I don't think it's that complex a song.
If Justin Bieber had written a capoeira song, it would be Santo Antonio.
You think
like
with how much
everywhere,
you cannot get away with it.
Yeah, you think he probably did write that song? Yeah. So yeah, that's my number one bad song. The next one, you guys are gonna the birthday song. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I think I like the birthday song.
I wish some people would come out with some variations or new birthday songs for capoeira, because I feel like it's not. I hate singing it.
Yeah,
I hate hearing it.
I never hit that octave. I've always changed it to lower note.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to hit that.
It jumps way too high for me. Let me make a case for the birthday song real quick, which is just think about the birthday song in English and how doleful it really is. Happy birthday to, like, it's so slow
Yeah.
and uncelebratory. It doesn't sound like anybody's excited or
Like,
happy
haven't you
about
ever
this at
worked
all.
at Red
It
Robin
really
before?
sounds
know.
like you're
They have to sing
what people would
variations
sing to
legally.
you as you're getting marched out to the gallows.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a terrible
man.
way to
Does
celebrate.
anybody else?
And at least Parabéns,
Yeah.
Bravo Say is a little bit. It's a little bit more jovial, and it sounds a little bit more like a celebration.
A bit, yeah.
I agree. I just, like when you're in that birthday hoda and like that person's playing for like 5-10 minutes, and then you just sing this song over and over and over again.
Yeah,
It's
everybody
just,
gets.
ruined
Everybody
my mind,
loses.
and like it's been imprinted.
I used to do that in my classes.
Me
like,
too.
Once I
Everybody does.
locked in on that song, my mouth can't sing
Just honed
anything else.
in.
Like, I'm here for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
People are like getting their things and going out of the parking lot, and I'm still singing Parabéns.
So if there's any ideas for like how to like if it was the beginning of the birthday hoda, the end of the birthday hoda, and there was other stuff in between, that'd be awesome. If it was a little bit of variation there, but yeah. All right, in my last bottom three, Zoom Zoom Zoom. I don't think it's a good song. It's boring. I don't think it's a great capoeira song.
That is like a king of capoeira songs.
It kind of is, but I don't like it. I don't know. I feel like there's just so many better options to choose at any time.
It's like Paranauê. It's the basic bitch capoeira song number 2.
I feel like the high of Paranauê greatly beats the high.
It exceeds the high
Yeah,
of Zoom
exceeds
Zoom
the
for sure.
Yeah,
I'm
for
with you
sure.
on
Like,
that.
I would
Zoom
put it on
Zoom
the worst
is,
list.
You're gonna get like
there's way
it's
worse
mediocre.
songs.
You sing Zoom Zoom Zoom, you're gonna get like a D or a C plus. You drink Paranauê, you could go all the way from an F to an S plus. Just make it all the way up.
You're right.
So those are my bottom 3.
All right.
Yeah.
Azul.
My bottom 3 are anything with a long, complicated chorus that nobody's going to pick up or sing very well. Just don't. Okay?
You don't like it when the mestre is like yelling at everyone in the middle of the bachizado, trying to teach them this insanely long chorus in a language that they don't speak? Why wouldn't you enjoy that, Azul? It makes the bachizado so much fun.
It makes me really uncomfortable. Yeah, I just can't. Just don't do it. Put it on your B-sides and put an album out for it later and somebody will listen. But
those are the ones where
don't force everybody to go through that.
They end up in the singer going to either Paranauê or Zoom 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 as an insult to the group just to pick it up.
Well, it's just like, dude, you can teach your students and your studio can love it and good on you. Do that. But don't go somewhere else and expect that studio, especially if they don't know it, to pick up a song that's longer than like 7 words in Portuguese in response. It's just not going to happen. Anyway, next one. Scene, now. I do not like this song.
It's bad.
It's old. It's bad. The melody's bad. And the worst part is it's on the first clap, which is count 3 of a measure, instead of on the last clap, which almost every other one does, which is count 1 of a musical measure.
Yeah.
And it just drives me nuts. Like, weird. It doesn't feel right because of that. And I just do not like that song. And everybody sings it because it's so easy. You just say 2 words.
Yeah, but you're right that because of where it starts, people mess it up. They mess it up really easily, but they don't know that they've messed it up because they think it's on the third clap. I've had that was the Odyssey. Every month, every time that song came back around in the curriculum,
hate it so much.
It was always a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
just like,
it is. Can we just nix that one forever? Yeah. Anyway, that one, and then anything sexist, because let's be honest, there's lots and lots of songs that are just sexist, and the lyrics after way, I'm like, I tried changing them for a while, like, hey man, hey bro, I'm gonna take you to my bungalow, let's do it. But it's just like
Leva Moreno.
Yeah, honestly, I would do that for a long time. I was like, you know what? There's just better songs.
That was the first capoeira solo song that I learned.
I didn't think anything of it for a long time either. I don't know, but there's enough that are just like genuinely like just straight derogatory. Like, women are for being in the kitchen and fixing my abadas and washing them for me. You sit and watch, woman. There's some that are opposite and like pro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care too much, but I have to put that on there. So.
Yeah. No, it's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. And any song that uses the word bungalow would be, just get that out of here. We don't need that shit. Come on.
Mhm.
It's like an ugly sounding word, and it just makes you seem dumb as
Yeah.
you're singing it.
There's not a pretty way to
How do you
sing
feel about Donna Maria
that.
como vai
It's so
você?
annoying.
It's medium. I
That's,
don't know.
It's annoying.
It's like the Happy Birthday song in English a little bit. It's just very bland, boring. And
yeah, the old cojitos are just they're the green beans, you know? They're the white rice.
yeah. Sai
It's
Catarina.
there.
That one's
Don't
kind of
know.
my
Everybody's gonna
guilty
eat it.
pleasure. I don't know why, but I know that
No.
there's not really anything to that song except, flirting with some girl, but
Yeah.
I really like that song. The other problem with that one is that I think that one's the easiest capoeira song to learn. If you're brand new and you're just coming into it completely baby-faced, you have no clue what's going on. Vai Você is much easier to learn than like Paranauê or Sing Sing Sing, or even like Dois Três, any of those.
Because
Vai
it's
Você
3
lines up
words on the
perfectly
claps.
on the claps.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
Yeah.
man, I can't get away from this song, so I just got to learn to love it.
Yeah, you're kind of right on that. So is that one of your bottoms? Bottom 3?
That one's my controversial pick
Okay.
because I
Guilty
both
pleasured it.
love it and hate loving it.
Yep. That's fair.
I don't really have a bottom 3 that you guys haven't already
Not
said.
surprised.
The only one I was really going to hit was Sing 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 Now
Yeah.
which is so bad.
Well, I've got some honorable mentions and potential guilty pleasures as well.
All right.
All right. Man, Aonde Vai, I like that song. And I know it's super simple, but I feel like it's a great beginner song. It's also...
The Aonde
Vai,
Vai.
I have a...
Blah, blah, blah.
We got Evan to sing on the podcast.
I have
knew I
a
could do it.
wonder. I have a wonder theory. If you don't like random songs like that or Vai Você because of an experience that you had when learning it or something it brings back to you that imprinted on you. That's how it is for music outside of capoeira, and I wonder how many capoeiristas realize, oh, I like the song, but that's also because that was some of the best times of my life. That was the best height of my training when I heard that, or oh, it's the first song I ever learned, and this cute girl taught it to me in class. How could I forget? And that's why they love it. It's possible.
I don't know. For that one, I feel like it's
a solid point. Yeah,
that one's just been a mainstay of mine. I feel like I always if I'm struggling to come up with something, I feel like that one fits in a lot of different places, and it can usually be a good transition.
Because that one's to me very forgettable.
But
it's like an awesome song to you. So
everybody, that's the thing is, I feel like not a lot of people sing it, but everybody knows it still.
Yeah,
it's like
that's true.
That one, I think the problem with that one is it has a glottal stop there, as you say, Aonde. Like because of how slow the song is, you have to draw those two sounds out. So you don't say Aonde Vai, you have to say Aonde Vai, and it just it's kind of like an ugly little hitch in there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So I'm gonna say no, Bonzinho.
Yep, no,
all right,
no
way.
mention
Well,
there.
I'm not
What
having
else
that.
do you got then?
All right, A Bananeira Caiu. It's just a good song, and it can be used so
I'm
well.
so sick
It
of
can
that
be
song.
used poorly, but I feel like if it's used in the right context, when somebody's getting taken down, or you want somebody to get taken down, or they just got taken down, as a joke, I think it's great. I think it's contextual, and it's contextual. It's kind of like the Paranauê one. It can be awesome.
These are
in
just
the moment or
the
not.
bangers from the 90s, and I think we're just capoeiristas are tired of the old corridas.
That's fair.
That's what it is.
Yeah. That's why it's not on the top 3.
I think one of the problems with A Bananeira Caiu is that there's no real relief from that chorus, which the chorus gets a little bit oppressive. It's a lot of syllables quickly, but it also kind of drops at the end, and so I don't know. It feels like it kind of leaves you wanting a little bit more. But the solos are all basically 1 or 2 lines at the very most. I've never heard an extended solo to that song.
So I think...
And so you can just never get away from the chorus. You're just constantly singing.
That's the key to a lot of these, I feel like.
And you're like, oh, Jesus.
But it should never be sung for more than like five choruses. I feel like it's a in-the-moment song that you transition to, if something's going on in the whole... But it's like a transition song. It's not one that goes on for a long time. But I like its existence. I appreciate it. Hence the guilty pleasure.
Yeah, tepid.
Yeah. Okay.
As we're going over this, with your honorable mentions, I had a little bit of a was talking to Controversy Martel, had a little bit of an R. Kelly moment where I realized so many of the bangers and songs that I just love in Capoeira are by Mestre Suassuna. And I'm just like listening to him, and he's like, "Just like listen to R. Kelly." And I was like, "Oh shit, he's right. What do I do?"
Yeah. Or Michael Jackson.
Yeah, man, I just couldn't. I was just like,
Yeah.
God, I don't know how to feel
they're good.
anymore. There's great songs. He has so many good ones, but like "Take You Tache," that's him, right? I think, and
Yeah.
some others that are just great. But
Yeah.
what do you do?
No, that's a good. I mean, that's probably a whole podcast episode. In that is the eternal separating the art from the artist argument thing.
Yeah, or the song from the.
But yeah,
lyrics
that's a good point.
of it.
That's a good point. Everyone, we're still cool listening to Michael Jackson, I guess. So we can listen to Suasuna's music without thinking too much about who he is as a person.
Yeah.
Honorable mention for me, which you guys may not like, be super controversial, would be Capoeira No Posso Viver. It's got a very long chorus, but I love that song.
Bad.
No, I love it.
You just said you don't like songs with long, complicated
that's why
choruses.
it's honorable mention, because I don't, but it's such a great meaning behind the song. I love the lyrics, and I love the song, and it meant a lot to me when I learned it. Another one, I've got another one, some that are like that with the long ones. They're great, but yeah, they're long, and you can't sing it unless the students know that song. Like, if it's your studio.
Mm-hmm.
That's my rule there with songs like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they can be great if people all learn it.
Yeah, if you teach it at a workshop and then can
Yeah, and Meu Seu
throw
and
it
Meu
into Bachizado.
Mar that's another one like that. Super long chorus. We learned it at our studio, so we loved it, but nobody else knows that song.
What is it?
E meu céu, e meu mar, a luz das estrelas e o brilho do luar. I can't think of who wrote it, but we learned it way back when I was starting out, and I was just like, yeah, this song's awesome. Nobody knows that song.
Yeah, I can honestly say I don't know that I've heard
Yeah,
that.
it used to be my favorite.
Maybe we're
for a
all
long
aging
time.
ourselves with our song
Yep,
selections
sorry, guys.
because we're not in the hip crowd of the new stuff.
Of the
The new
new
wave.
new hip songs. Oh, that's true, man. Before a few years ago, I feel like whenever a new Capoeira CD came out, that's what everybody sang across the world for a year or two. That's why Mestre Suassuna, when he dropped that CD, everybody knew those songs. And used to be that way with Varal and all of his Ashe,
Oh yeah,
CDs, I feel like. But
yeah, man. Followed Baha stuff religiously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard you guys are buddies, bros.
Yeah.
Dude, we're boys. Big Pig boys. That's me and Baha.
Big pig.
So.
Yeah, I think that was a successful episode. I hope some people learned some things.
Glean some.
I think
knowledge.
100 and something episodes in, we should probably stop at the end of the episode saying, I think that was a successful episode. We should know whether you got to feel in your spidey sense.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
we haven't
nailed
really
it.
done this before, so maybe it's worth revisiting at some point.
Good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, Azul, thanks for all the music tutelage. I hope that some students out there can find that helpful. If I were gutsy enough to keep training capoeira music, I would definitely start to use some of that. Top 3 songs, all good. Maybe we'll put together a playlist of just our top 10 songs spread among the 3 of us. I don't know. We've already got these 2 other playlists. They're linked in the show notes. Go listen to them.
I promise not to rickroll you on either of those playlists. You're safe.
Yeah, okay.
But I've thought about it.
That would be pretty funny, actually, because I had not even thought about that.
But we do reserve the right to. At some point.
All right. Well, if you'd like to send us your top 3 capoeira songs, you can find us Only the Strongest Podcast at Gmail. We're on the Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're everywhere on the internet. We inundate the internet. We are the internet.
Okay.
Thank you for listening. Join us next time. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.